Welcome to this introductory edition of Open Camera Slider Project. So just want to take some time to introduce the Open Camera Slider Project. It's a project that I started out of another one of my channels, DIY3DTech.com, which is a 3D printing, laser cutting, CNC channel. So I'll put the link below if you're interested in that kind of stuff. And I assume partly it might be because, again, this is sort of a maker concept here. So what I've done as part of that channel, as I started doing the videography, I found that I needed, certain sets of tools, especially sliders, jibs, and that kind of stuff, to really kind of kick up the quality of my YouTube videos. So I decided, hey, instead of buying it, I've got all these tools. The idea is to make things, and so I started designing various pieces of what I've come to call the Open Camera Slider Project. And the reason I call it that is I've open sourced all the designs. So some of them are remixes from Thingiverse, some of them are mined from the ground up. And the idea is to be able to use 3D printing, CNCing, laser cutting, whatever tools along those ways that you might have to create some economical camera kit. So here we are. So again, I'll put links to that, but I want to talk a little bit about the project itself. So the idea is really to come up with various pieces that come together to form the system. So for example, the camera here you see is mounted on a platform. So we have different platforms. Some are laser cut, some are larger. And for example, the platforms are also ambidextrous in that, as you can see, these holes here, it can flip around. So it can go from mounting like that on the rail, and it can go to mounting like this on the rail. Now, speaking of which, the key to this whole system is the rail. So I'm using a 20 by 20 maker rail, and you can get various links. And one of the reasons I have this set up like this is really to demonstrate what you could do with it, and from the aspect of spanning tripods, because here we have the 1/4-20, so it can mount center mounted on a singular tripod. We've got the quad ends with the 1/4-20s that can mount on two different tripods. So it doesn't have to be a table tripod either. You could you get longer runs. This happens to be about 500 millimeters. You can get 1,000, you can get 1,500, span it across two larger tripods to get the look you're going for. The other piece, by adjusting this on a singular tripod, you can also have it work as a jib, where it extends out. And then, so here you would have, sliding across the field of view. And then what you could do is simply adjust this and turn this. It's kind of hard to do all this with one hand, like this. And then you could either have a fallback or a zoom in type jib. You can place this on different angles on the tripod, so you can, come in, you can go out, upwards. So a lot of flexibility in this. And then also various different pieces with camera mounts. And most of these are, again, made. The mount here I've purchased off of eBay for like $4. Uses all hardware screws. And the other thing economically that it does is it uses the 608ZZ skate bearings instead of more expensive V wheels. And so these run in the tracks of the maker rail, as you see here. And all that actually works out pretty good, and again, very economically. So it's really meant to be a system that you kind of mix and match the pieces with to get what you want. And so various pieces, for example, standoffs. For example, I made this as a standoff for this piece to get the camera up higher. There's various pieces like this remixed from Thingiverse to mount an iPhone camera, to mounts for stepper motors. So we'll have different stepper motor designs also coming in the future to mount on here. Right now, I wanted to start off rather simplistic. So, most people, again, with a 3D printer and some basic tool experience could build a slider. And I have to tell you, most of the time, just because of the lack of time, I simply use it in manual mode just to get the additional effects of moving and that. What I would like to do in the future, though, is add the motors for lengthier time lapses, for doing, for example, time lapses on 3D prints where we kind of loop around or do some other interesting things. But for general purpose quick shooting, I have to tell you the manual piece works well. And then I've also built in into the basic designs the abilities to again expand, because you see here where you can put a belt clamp on here for a G2 belt, and mount that on there. We also have different camera mounts like I have in the background that'll mount on top of here, so you can mount a cell phone, small tablet, so you can have various different pieces. So again, the idea is to be able to sort of mix and match the pieces. Now, most of these, again, I've done on Thingiverse, or I've uploaded, or sorry, actually Tinkercad. Some of them are on Thingiverse, and I probably put more. However, again, the idea is also to allow you to remix these to how you would like to use them. So I have left them on Tinkercad, and again, if you go to openslider.diy3dtech.com, and again, the link will be below, you can go and on that website there's links to all these different pieces plus more pieces. And again, as I kind of mature this project, I'll be adding pieces. Now, if there's something you're interested in seeing, let me know in the comments below of this video or any of the other future videos, because I'm going to start a series of how do you actually assemble these pieces and kind of walk through the assembly process of putting these together and how it all works. So just leave me a comment below, and I'll see if over time I can add it. Now, this is a side project to a side project, so it won't be the day after I add it, but again, I will try to get around to adding all the different pieces. Or hey, feel free to add it yourself. Again, this is all open source. The only thing I ask is that you do not sell it commercially. You can use it commercially to make your videos, whatever, have at it. Just I would ask that you do not sell the pieces commercially, please. So anyways, hey, if you found this interesting, if you're looking forward to this, give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're interested in this, and again, I'll do more. And also, I'm going to try to do some series with regards to using this. Not only just how do you build it, but after we build it, how do you use the slider? How do you kind of cut some of the stuff in? And we'll show you some practical stuff. So it'll be sort of a mix and match on this channel of using the OpenSlider kit too. So again, thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.
Please click like below and subscribe to the channel to keep up to date on all of our projects.